What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing BET Presents The Encore Season 1, Episode 1, Let the Music Play. Stay tuned to the other side and I'll show you or tell you what I think.
Give me the music. Give me the music.
And you know what? That was just the beginning.
Alright, so The Encore is a show for 9 of our most incredible artists from 90s female singing groups. The show consists of Shamari of Black, Irish and Lemisha Greenstead from 702, Nivea Nash, FALLON, and FELISHA from Cherish, Pamela Long from Total, and Aubrey from Danity Kane, and we also have Kiely Williams from 3LW. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. So the show starts off with Fallon and FELISHA entering the house as the first 2 girls in the house. They get into the house and they start to just throw out their credentials, what they've done, all that good stuff. I want you girls to know, or everybody to know, that these girls are, I think they're twins if I'm not mistaken. They are 34 years old. They are known for being in Cherish. A couple of their favorite or most popular songs were Do It To It and Unappreciated. Unappreciated was, I believe, their first song, which is really interesting because I remember, you know, listening to them in high school and stuff like that, and I just thought they had amazing talent, and it was songs that you heard on the radio on the regular, you know, once they came out. So next we have 43-year-old Pamela Long from Total. She's really famous for Can't You See, as well as Tell Me What You Want From Me. And this was released back in 1997. Next we have Nivea, who walks into the house, and everybody knows her from Don't Mess With My Man. I specifically know her from Laundromat. I feel like that's one of my favorite songs that she sung. And then we have 41-year-old Shamari. She's better known for being in the group Black, and they sung the song Bring It On To Me, as well as 808. The next girl that walks into the house is Aubrey with her big old pink boots. She's 37. Danity Kane is known for Showstopper and Ride For You. I feel like Danity Kane probably has more hits on one album than a lot of the other girls. I have to do more research into that, but from my knowledge, I feel like that's what it is. Then we have Irish from 702, and 702 is known for Where My Girl's At. Amelia was the lead singer in that group. Amelia actually was on R&B Divas, and yeah. And then we have 34-year-old Kiely Williams from 3LW. Of course, she's better known for the song No More and also being in the Cheetah Girls. And the Cheetah Girls have like a long, you know, roster of music that they sung while they were out touring and, you know, being on TV and making movies and all that good stuff. Then we have 43-year-old Lemisha from 702. So something that I thought was interesting is that Lisa Left Eye Lopez was actually helping manage and construct the group Black, and when she passed away, it's kind of when they fell off the map for us a little bit. That was kind of interesting to hear. Pamela from Total, she was actually talking about how she was in the industry and, you know, things were looking different for her, and she was starting to drink a lot and realized that if she didn't stop drinking, she was going to die. So she turned her life over to the Lord, and, you know, now she's, I'm assuming, a Christian or something like that. I don't know about you guys, but the girls from Cherish, it's like I can't tell them apart, so I just say Cherish. When I look them both together, they're Cherish, no matter if they're together or apart. I don't know, it's just me, I don't know. So an interesting fact about Pamela and the group Total is they actually were the group that tried to fight Wendy Williams outside the radio studio, and here's the clip right here.
I remember I got off the air one day and them Total bitches were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know it was about to happen. Skell hiding like a girl. Thanks, Gal.
Nivea and Aubrey kind of step off to the side, and Aubrey's digging in her business a little bit, just I'm assuming to confirm that she has a child by Lil Wayne and Dream. Apparently, Nivea has a set of twins that are, I believe, 14. She has an 11-year-old and she has a 15-year-old, and she's basically saying that she was back and forth with the Dream and Lil Wayne with divorce or with proposals and engagement and marriage and stuff like that. So she was just going back and forth. I have to say, Nivea is definitely a mood. Like, she is the epitome of, like, you know, I don't give a fuck what y'all got going on. Like, I'm over here, like, having a snack. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. And, you know, like, she's a mood. She's totally a mood. Kiely, she is a creative director. She comes on the show and she introduces herself to the girls as a creative director. And the girls are all in an uproar at this moment because they're like, well, I thought you were here to help us formulate a group as well. Like, how are you a creative director? You kind of like put yourself above the rest of us in a way, or separate yourselves from us. And I kind of understood where they were coming from, but also Kiely explained that she was no longer singing. However, she can sing a bit, but she did explain that she was no longer singing and she was working more so behind the scenes, developing talent and helping, you know, artists or get record labels or like record deals. So I thought that was interesting that the girls like got all, you know, the moment someone separates themselves from the group, it's just like, bitch, you think you better than everybody else? You think you too good for the welfare? So that was cool to see, or just cool to see unfold. And it's interesting, you have all these black women in a group of one white woman, and it's like, you know, something's bound to come. Like, all these girls are not going to be friendly. Even at first glance, the girls are not going to be friendly. And so we have Nivea, like Candy, over off to the side. Like I said, she's like, oh, hello, pantry, like, I just need a rice cake. Like, and then she like grabs another stack and she's eating, and the girls are actually having an argument at this time about Kiely being the creative director, which was really, it was just funny to see her do that and like she had like no, like, she was completely unbothered at eating, and I absolutely love it. She's like, let me just have some rice cakes. I'm like, yes, honey. So we have Cherish. And they start saying stuff and showing their personalities and start throwing down their credentials and their resume and what they're doing now, working with Chris Brown and all that good stuff. And the girls are like, girl, like, and then one of the girls is like, from Cherish, she's like, my sister just found out she's a millionaire. Like, girl, like what are you talking about? We're talking about forming a group. Like, you're completely off topic and off basis. You're trying to find a way to make yourself look and appear to be better than the other girls in the group. But I have to say, like, these girls in this group, like, you have Shamari, who, when you listen to Black from back in the day, Shamari is actually the voice that you hear the most, and she can sing. And she also won, I believe it's Bitch Stole My Talent from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Here's the clip right here.
Bitch stole my hits, okay? I will start with Miss Shamari. And Jesus is my portion. A constant friend is he. Hallelujah! Raise your hand for Candy the Burris. Points for writing it. You wrote it. All right. And now, raise your hand for Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
Thank you, Lord. Oh, hallelujah.
So she won the competition for that. And then you also have Nivea, who, when I was in high school, like, Nivea was everything. It was like 2006, 2007, like, you always heard Nivea on the radio. You have Pamela Long from the 90s, who, like, Pamela from the 90s, as well as like 702, they kind of, they were the sound. Like, that was the sound of what you heard in the 90s. So it's like, you have some pretty historical people on this show. Like, these women will soon be legends, or they probably already are in their own right. So like, for Aubrey O'Day in particular to come in, and I knew like it was a situation with her being in Danity Kane where her and Don actually had a fight. Don Richards had a fight, and a lot of people were saying that actually broke up the group. Aubrey O'Day says that P. Diddy broke up the group. It's kind of unclear, but Aubrey definitely was one of those people that tried to kind of like be the boss, be in charge, have things run her way. And it's really interesting to see how she very quickly saw the people that were weak enough to and convincing and appealing to her in some sort of way and kind of latched onto them right away. I thought it was also interesting to see Aubrey having a conversation with Kiely. I'm assuming they're sharing rooms together. They were in a room together. And Kiely, as well as Aubrey, had some things to say about FELISHA and FALLON. And they had this conversation. They were like, they think they're better than everybody else, yada, yada, yada. And their energy is bad and all that good stuff, which is the reason why, they have to go off their credentials or, send a resume to everybody else. I feel like in that moment, it was too soon to do that to a person like Aubrey, because Aubrey is a person who is very manipulative and she will use your words against you. It's weird to see how Nivea came in with her titties like under her neck and then now they're like sitting in her lap. I don't know. It was weird to me to see that. Did you see that? So we have Pamela outside, I guess, by the pool, and she's praying with Cherish. And Cherish, Fallon, and FELISHA are feeling guilty for how they showed up yesterday, with the attitude that they had, and they are apologetic. And, Pamela has this moment where she prays with the girls, and they try to, I assume, like start over from, the behavior that they had yesterday. So the other girls are in the house having breakfast and all that stuff. As you know, Nivea is at the stove cooking up something or another, and Cedar comes on the TV. I don't know about you guys, but I grew up with Cedar on the TV. I believe she was on the box at one point, and she maybe had went over to BT at another point, but she was the shit back in the day. Like, Cedar was everything. Like I'm like, yes, this is 90s all over again. Like, people who grew up in the 90s and were like tuned into the radio and tuned into music, like, this was a time in history that music was absolutely everything, and every component that went into making hip-hop and R&B be what it was like a memory, and it was a moment, and it was something that a lot of us can reflect on from, and I think you didn't even have to have cable to get Cena. Like, I think that's when you watched her the most. You actually didn't have cable. So, like, that was a moment right there for me. So Cena explains to the girls what their purpose of being in the house is, and that they're there for 30 days to formulate a group and create an album, and they have 30 days to do it. It was good to see her, and I hope she comes back every week. So Cherish goes to the girls and apologizes for what happened the night before. They kind of attacked everybody and made everybody feel bad. A lot of the ageism comments and stuff like that was completely uncalled for and unfortunate. I mean, even though the oldest girl in the house is what, like 43, like, that's not old. Like, it's really not. It may be a different era or a different moment or a different feel, but it's not old. And then also these women who they are calling old, which is Pam and Nivea and Shamari, like, they were the moment. Like, okay, like, hello, like, just like Wendy said.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment. Now, come on now.
How can you down them from being old? And then Aubrey tries to divide the group. So the vocal coach, Cinnamon, comes into the picture, and she wants the girls to gather around, show them what they have. Mind you, she is Shamari's vocal coach for a few years, so Shamari knows her and definitely embraces her into the group as well. So we have the first singer up, which is Kiely Williams. She sings Monica, a Monica song, and she sounded okay. And the girls from Cherish definitely had some shade to throw, said that she was lacking in certain areas in that song. And then we have Nivea, who sung I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston, of course, and slayed. She's like goofy and like she's pretty, goofy, and she can sing. So it's like, yes, girl, give it to me. Like, give me more. Like, what else do you have in there? But she's like, oh, I can't sing, because she started to crack. And even when she cracked, it sounded like cute and all that good stuff. Then we have Aubrey who sings. And I'm like, girl, all I could think about when Aubrey was singing was Botox and fillers, because she didn't look like the other girls. She didn't look as natural and as, I don't know. I have like a love-hate relationship with Aubrey. I think she does too much, and I think she is very artificial in a lot of ways, and I've watched her from the beginning, from making the band on MTV, and I just don't see it for her, and I never really have. I think she's entertaining. She definitely is entertaining, but I don't believe she's like the best singer of all time. I definitely know she's not the best singer in this group. That's for damn sure. Then we have Pamela, Sweet Thing by Shaka Khan. And let me just say this, to be able to have the privilege to hear Pamela sing in this setting is it's a privilege. Like, it truly is, because she was that sound. She had like a different twist to her voice, and it was sexy, and it was appealing, and it was honest, and it was innocent and vulnerable, and I absolutely loved to hear her sing. And she is one of the best singers in that group. Like, right now, she's like one of the best, and I absolutely adore having the opportunity being able to hear her voice. We have Shamari sing, and she sung Who Can I Run To, and just, she stole the day. She won Bitch Stole My Talent. Like, hello. Like, Kandi Burruss, she won against her. So if she could win against Kandi Burruss and not only win, but also sing and have the ability to do so, she definitely has that. And she's definitely like one of the top 3 singers in this group situation. Cherish and Fallon and Felicia both sing Angel of Mine by Monica. They sing good, but they sounded a bit nervous. I think Felicia sounded a little better and a little more confident and secure, but they did a good job. And then you have Irish. I mean, for me, it just wasn't it. I don't know how other people feel about it, but, you know, it didn't do it for me. Old girl from 702 missed it also. Like, Lemisha. No. No. So the girls sit down with Elijah, who is the songwriter, as well as Cosign, who is the producer. And just like Nivea said, I want to wrap my thighs around him and do whatever he tells me to. Like, he is so fine, and he's tall, and he's blick. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So they sit down with the writer and the producer, and they discuss the vision of what they expect, what their expectations are. And Pamela starts off with, she doesn't want to be objectified, she doesn't want anything sexual, and then Irish as well as Misha chime in because they are married and they have children. They don't want to come off a certain kind of way. They're not trying to make a certain kind of music. And then you have the other side, Nivea and Shamia, and you also have Fallon and Felicia. They're like, you know, what are we going to be making? Gladys Knight and the Pips, or, you know, Megan Thee Stallion. So the vision of the group is very much all over the place. They don't exactly know what they want to do. The girls go right into meeting with the choreographer, and I believe her name is Alaya, and she is famous for working with people like Nicki Minaj. And they go into the studio, the dance studio. And at this time in the dance studio, you automatically know who got it and who don't, because it's the dance studio and there's mirrors and you can't hide anything. And you first see, I believe her name is Lemisha. She is a little larger, and then you also see, I believe it was Irish. You also see Irish, and their dancing and performing skills aren't that great, and the girls are noticing it right away. Felicia and Fallon from Cherish are doing well with the dancing. Shamari's okay, and you also have Pamela, who's not that great as well. Aubrey, she just, I don't know. But let me tell you what, Kiely stole the show. Kiely Kiely is like being in groups like 3LW. They were active, they were skinny, they were small girls able to move across the stage and bring that energy. And then you had Cheetah Girls where they literally had to dance. This was a Disney situation for children, so they were active on the stage. And Kiely pop, lock, dropped all type of shit on her performance, and I absolutely loved it. It gave some energy to this portion of or component of what they're doing. It really did. And it also shows that she should actually be in the group and not just be a creative director. I hope she does, at least. I don't know. But I have one question about this whole like choreographer thing. Like, where the fuck is Boom Cat? Hello, like Laurieann Gibson, like how can you create a show on any network involving R&B and or hip hop and not include Laurieann Gibson? Like, all we want to hear is Boom Cat. That's all. That's like, I was expecting her to just storm through the door, and because you know, like she gets the girls together like instantly. Like there's get information, and like I don't have that sense of urgency and sense of direction with this girl Aliyah, because I'm so like accustomed to seeing Laurieann Gibson Boom Cat. Like, hello. Like, I don't know like what they were thinking when. So in this next scene we have Aubrey O'Day looking like the bride of Chucky talking to Cherish, Fallon, and Felicia, and she's like, do you guys have any idea of where you want the group to grow? And Aubrey's idea was to separate the girls. Basically, she wanted to be with Fallon and Felicia because they're cute, they're young, and they can sing. And the other girls, like Lemisha and Irish, who can't sing very well, can be in the opposite group. So they get together outside and they talk about this, and then they go on the inside and they have a discussion with the other girls. So Aubrey, Fallon, and Felicia go to the other girls to explain that they think that the girls should be separate to like two groups instead of the one group that they originally came there for. And the girls are just in an outrage. Nivea's not feeling it. Shamari's not really feeling it. It wasn't the direction in which they came to the show under. So it's really, really weird. But what's interesting is we're seeing how manipulative Aubrey O'Day can be. P. Diddy said she was manipulative. I think someone else in the show calls her manipulative as well. She is just looking for a way to kind of make things run her way. And Fallon and Felicia just jumped on her bandwagon, which shows that they have no backbone and they need a leader. So Irish from 702 actually had a twin sister. Her name was Orish. She was one of the original members of 702 as well. Orish acquired cancer at some point or another, and eventually went into hospice and passed away. The one thing that caught my eye was when Irish said her sister on her dying bed asked her, do you think I'm gonna die? And Irish replied, I don't know, I'll go with you. That made me cry. It made me cry. It made me cry. Like, sometimes in my life, I feel like I wish I had a twin, because I wish I had someone that I could connect with on a deep, intimate, and a collaborative level that no one else understands. You know what I'm saying? Like, when twins, it's just like a connection that nobody can break, just because we are pretty much the same person. And I love that. Absolutely love that. And so that scene kind of stuck with me, and yeah, that was a good one. So we get to the scene where Kiely's in the studio and she sings, I'm getting a little tired of your broken promises. Like, it's weird because like you hear it on the radio, you hear it on the album, but it's like you actually can hear it in person on a reality TV show, and it's just like, wow. Wow. But in the meantime, you have Aubrey and Cherish and Fallon in the kitchen having a conversation about Kiely, and Aubrey gets upset because she thinks that Kiely is trying to make the girls think that she's trying to cause division and be divisive in the group. which she really isn't. She's just trying to get back to the original reason why the girls are there, whatever, and the show ends. But I have to say, like, this is everything. Like, this is just as if we were watching the R&B divas of Atlanta or LA. Like, I'm totally here for all of it. Like, I'm not quite sure if I'm here for the drama, but I'm definitely here for the talent. Like, these women, Shamari, Nivea, Pamela, as well as Kiely's overall performance ability. I'm here for it. I want to see what's going to happen, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen, and I'll keep you guys tuned to what's going to happen. I'll stay tuned to episode 2. I believe that's next Wednesday, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have a great rest of your evening. If you enjoyed what I had to say, make sure you like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this show. This show just came out this week, so it's very, very new. I've been waiting for Funky Danya to create, like, you know, because I know he's gonna do like the singing and all of that stuff, but like, I'm like excited about this show. It's incredible and it's amazing. These women are truly they are the results of the Supremes. You know, they are the results of some of the most incredible black female groups that have ever performed for us in this great nation. And the fact that we can see the offspring of what, and not to mention, like, a lot of these women, I'm 31 or 2, I think, so a lot of some of these women, like FELISHA and FALLON, they're 34. So like, I'm not that far from them, and it's amazing. Like, it's absolutely amazing that we have a show where we can celebrate some of the most incredible music that was made in the 90s. It is what it is. Like I said, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, like and subscribe if you enjoyed my review, and then I'll see you later. Bye.